Hi, my name is Anna Esaiko. I'm a birth doula, birth photographer. I do newborn and maternity pictures for about 10 years by now. This is my friend Elena. She's about to give birth and she wants to have a birth photographer with her at labor. So we're going to talk a little bit about how this goes. So if you're thinking to hire a photographer, I would suggest you start with taking maternity pictures. Best time to do your maternity pictures is when you are about 26 to 32 weeks pregnant. Look at this beautiful mother. She actually took this picture when she was about to have a baby the next day. When you come to a maternity photographer, they'll usually suggest to do it a little earlier than that, just because it's much more comfortable for you to move around, to stand and sit. Otherwise, when you go past your 32 weeks, your belly starts to feel a little bigger, you may feel a little more tired, you may feel uncomfortable to change dresses or to walk around. So I suggest to do it as soon as you start to show up. I have a beautiful collection of dresses for maternity photo shoot, and when you come to my studio, I'll suggest you lots of different designs and colors for you to choose from. Also, it's really important to take your husband or your kids with you for your maternity photo shoot. We can do studio session or we can do a session outside. I usually come up with lots of ideas for locations for your photo shoot. Now, let's talk about labor photography. What is important to know when you're hiring a birth photographer? It is really important to know, first thing, that photographer, just like a birth doula, is going to be on call with you. So birth photographer is someone who is hired in advance, and usually you are going to be on call with this person for about a month, which means 2 weeks before your due date and 2 weeks after your due date, to make sure that this person is available and will come to your labor whenever you are in labor. This is really important. So usually you can agree beforehand with your birth photographer if she's going to take pictures at home before you go to the hospital, or if you're going to meet her during active stage of labor. Usually most photographers suggest to do it at the active stage of labor when you get to the hospital. I want to demonstrate you a couple pictures from birth. Why birth photography is so important? It is important because most babies change completely within first hour after birth. They come out so cute, so tiny. Sometimes their color can be strange, sometimes they have lots of white on their skin, and they look swollen. After 1 hour, they become normal babies, which is a miracle. But what tends to happen, as a birth doula, I can share this with you, that mothers are overwhelmed with emotions during labor. So they may remember some pictures from birth and how the baby looked. What I remembered from my birth was just the umbilical cord of my baby, that's all. So I usually suggest to take pictures of labor, and I also do a birth video, which I'll tell you a little bit about it in a minute. I suggest to do it just because I feel like it has huge healing impact on mothers. You will feel like a hero. After you give birth to a baby, you feel what an amazing job you did on laboring this baby. And then, when you look through your pictures and video, you can actually see how fantastic you did at labor. And this has a huge impact on you as a mother. It will be the best gift you can give to your baby, because the baby will see how you were meeting this baby. And it's amazing. When I come and join you in hospital as a birth photographer, I'm going to take pictures of you getting admitted to the hospital. I'm going to take some pictures when you get to your room, and when you change positions, when you start laboring, when you feel your first contractions, I usually try to pay as much attention as possible to your feelings in labor. Which means if your husband is holding your hand like this, I'm going to capture this. And this will be the sweetest moment of your labor. I usually try to pay attention to your feelings. So you may want to smile or you may want to cry when your baby gets there. This will be captured and you will see this very emotional moment, and you will really cherish this video, and this will be the magic moment. At labor, when your birth partner or your doula is helping you, I'm going to capture that as well. Most hospitals don't allow birth photographers or birth videographers to take pictures of transition and pushing the baby out. I talked to medical staff in some hospitals and they explained to me that this is done for safety reasons, in case they need to invite lots of people, doctors in the room quickly. You cannot be in the way and you cannot be disturbing, and that is understandable. Some hospital policies are different, but most hospitals will suggest not to take any pictures or videos during that stage. Yet, you're always welcome to have the first moments after birth be captured. So when you get your baby and you are going to have skin-to-skin contact, and this can definitely be captured in great pictures and videos. When your husband is going to be with you, Liana,
yes,
he may cry or he may smile when the baby is there. So we're going to have great photos from your birth.
I'm really excited.
And then what I usually tend to do is also take pictures and videos when the baby is skin to skin with you. Then when the nurse comes and takes the baby for measurements, and they wrap the baby in a blanket, and those babies are so cute. As a birth doula, I try to help mothers with first latch. And so if I'm capturing video or photos for you, we're going to have that also in pictures and videos. And this is really cute because babies are so small, and this is the first time the baby is going to have your breast milk, and this is a very emotional and great moment. Then, when the baby is born, I usually stay with you for about 1 or 2 hours after birth, just to make sure that mother is doing okay and baby is doing okay. And after you have your first latch and skin-to-skin contact, and you stay together with the baby for a couple hours, you're going to be transferred to a different room in the hospital where you can have rest. And babies usually tend to sleep after labor, just as mothers do. Next step is to have your postpartum visit. What is postpartum visit for me as a doula and for you as a mother? I usually suggest to have it when the baby is 3 to 5 days old. I'll come to your place and we'll talk a little bit about your emotions and your experience during labor. And I'll help you check how your breastfeeding is doing if you're thinking to breastfeed, because usually by then you'll have milk instead of colostrum, and that's a lot of new changes in your body. It's a lot of new feelings. It's usually a lot of milk. So we need to make sure that baby is doing okay, that you know how to place the baby on you, how to make sure the baby is comfortable, and how to make sure the baby is eating enough. I'm going to share this information with you, and if you want to do newborn pictures, this is a great time. I'll tell you why. Because these babies, when they are 5 to 10 days old, they tend to sleep a lot. They are usually such great sleeper, and if everything goes well with breastfeeding and you are being at home already and adjusting to a new schedule, so your baby tends to be really calm and really sweet. They're so tiny that this is the best way to capture them because they grow so fast. And then I have lots of props, I have lots of baskets, I have lots of backdrops for you, and we can choose. I also suggest to do makeup for mothers and their hair, so you can be pretty and feel fantastic after labor. A newborn photo shoot can be done at home or in my studio in Falls Church. I look forward to see you, and if you have more questions, feel free to contact me. See you.
Bye.
Bye.